Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH Rebirth of Emperor Yang episode number 51 based on novel. So let's start. Wild ancient city, above the Void Square. At this time, on the Void Square, it has reached the terrible situation of overcrowding. Almost all the large and small forces in the wild ancient city, as long as they can fly to heaven and have the ability to set foot on the Void Square, have come here. The empty square at the moment can be described in 4 words: shoulder to shoulder. Unexpectedly, after a month, the attraction of the herbalist meeting was even more terrible, which made countless people come for it. Of course, the most important reason is Xiaoyang. Or, it's because of Luo Lao. Before January, Luo Laoka came forward personally to help Xiaoyang and forcibly postponed the process of the herbalist meeting. This feat can be called the first in the history of the wild ancient city, because a 3-star-and-a-half emperor abandoned the laws and regulations of the mainland Dantar and forcibly postponed the holding of the herbalist conference. I dare ask, in this wild ancient city, who can do such feats except Luo Lao, who is well known and respected by all people. However, the most important thing is that the person who made Luo Lao do such acts was only a 3-star-and-a-half emperor. And that's why, coupled with Xiaoyang in the city today, Xiaoyang at the moment has become the focus of attention. Now, all the people who come to watch the meeting of the medicine refiner not only want to see the medicine refining skills of the medicine refiner, but also want to see the peerless wizard who surprised the whole city, Rock Owl. Although the entire Void Square is wrapped by the crowd like an enlarged version of football, the space inside the football still seems empty and leaves room. This is the competition venue of the Medicine Refining Teachers Congress and the dual platform for the 2 key figures in the Medicine Refining Teachers Congress. Although the interior space is quite spacious and there is room for it, the atmosphere is surrounded by countless people. But it still seems a little heavy and depressed, which makes Xiaoyang and Moji unconsciously emerge an inexplicable pressure in their hearts. In the void, Jiyu Li stood in the center of the whole square, his eyes slowly swept through the noisy audience, and the corners of his mouth were also a little proud of the vastness of the Medicine Refining Teachers meeting. He has run the Medicine Refining Association all his life and held and presided over many conferences. But it's really the first time that he feels like a dark cloud blocking the sun like today. His hands slowly pressed the void in front of him, and a faint momentum spread with it. However, the expected silence did not appear, which made Jiyu Li embarrassed. It seems that these people today have more courage than ever before. As soon as the corners of his mouth smiled, Jiyu Li's heart moved. The terror of the 8-star-and-a-half emperor immediately spread. In an instant, the people present, except for a few people, even some semi-emperor strong people, showed a dignified face at the moment. It has to be said that Jiyu Li, as the president of the Medicine Refining Association, is really powerful without mentioning the art of refining medicine. Sure enough, there was a noisy Void Square just a moment ago. After Jiyu Li's visit, it suddenly became silent. Everyone looked at Jiyu Li with a dignified face, and many of them were red in their heads under the threat of this terrible momentum. It was obvious that they couldn't stand it. Seeing this, Jiyu Li shook his head and slowly dispersed the momentum. Seriously, it's not that he had to use violence, but these people really don't understand ordinary language. Seeing this, Xiaoyang also smiled and ignored Jiyu Li's next nonsense. Instead, some seemed lazy and shrunk in the chair under his seat. The soul power quietly spread and explored everything in the field. Next, I announce that the last round of the Medicine Refining Masters Congress officially begins. Finally, the sentence expected by the whole audience came out of Jiyu Li's mouth. Everyone was boiling at this moment, and his mouth echoed the high exhalation sound. The atmosphere in the field was completely ignited at this moment. Suddenly, there was a light in the void. A figure dressed in a medicine refiner's robe was the first to climb a void stone platform. The figure stood. When they looked at it, they all hissed. Because the man in the medicine maker's robe is no one else. It's Moji, who wants to compete with Xiaoyang in medicine refining. Hearing the disdain from the crowd, Moji's face trembled with anger. He wanted to slap the ants in front of him to death, but at present, he can only do so and try his best to ignore it. After all, the most important thing at the moment is not these mole ants who have not seen the world, but the second-order herbalist, Rock Owl, who wants to compete with himself. Standing on the stone platform, Moji looked at Xiaoyang, who was still curled up in his seat, and gave a cold hum. Then he didn't pay much attention. He stretched out his hand and received a ring light. A purple-black medicine tripod came out and fell heavily on the stone platform in front of Moji. The whole body of the medicine tripod is purple and black. On both sides of the medicine tripod, a bat is carved. The wings of the bat are connected to form the tripod body. The two big mouths are transformed into 2 fire ports and 4 claws to support the whole medicine tripod on the ground. The sharp ears are connected together to form a 4-way open and closed tripod cover. When Moji offered the medicine tripod, Jiu Li and others on the referee's bench also changed their complexion slightly. It was obvious that they were surprised by Moji's medicine tripod. Unexpectedly, this is the bloodbat tripod. This guy has got it all. Isn't this medicine tripod always the treasure of their president? It seems that they have made a lot of capital for this conference. However, when Moji was being hotly discussed by the public, Xiaoyang slowly got up from his chair and stretched his waist as if he had just woke up. Then, Xiaoyang showed a smile at the corners of his mouth, moved his body, and instantly appeared on a stone platform. The appearance of Xiaoyang immediately attracted the attention of many people. Everyone wants to see. Since Moji has taken out such a high-grade medicine tripod, what level of medicine tripod can Xiaoyang take out? Moji looked at Xiaoyang's body and thought of the Naluo Tianding he had seen before. The happiness that had just risen in his heart immediately disappeared. Why, Xiaoyang not only has strange fire, but also even the medicine tripod is the second divine thing on the Tianding list that all herbalists dream of. However, he has to try his best to borrow someone else's to support the scene. In his heart, his anger has accumulated to an unimaginable level. If he can, he really wants to take everything of Xiaoyang in his palm. He also wants to be the focus of the world. He also wants everyone to worship him. However, unfortunately, there is a big gap between reality and imagination. No matter how angry he is, he can only watch Xiaoyang take the lead. Standing on the stone platform, Xiaoyang looked at the gloomy Moji on the other side with a sneer and said, "Do you know why you have stopped at the second-class herbalist for so long? It's because your mind is too narrow and your heart is too dirty. And the most important thing for the herbalist is your soul." As soon as the voice fell, Xiaoyang's sleeve robe was also waved fiercely, and the ring on his hand was shining at the same time. A huge red light of red suddenly appeared in front of Xiaoyang. The light gradually disappeared, and a red medicine tripod also appeared in the sight of all the people. The medicine tripod is red, as if it had been burned through by the flame. The tripod is painted with all kinds of ancient warcraft. The smell diffused invisibly makes people feel like they are in a herd of animals, and they feel a sense of oppression. When the medicine tripod appeared, most of the people in the scene did not change their complexion. Obviously, they recognized the domineering medicine tripod. When Moji, Jiu Li, and others saw the medicine tripod, their faces were frozen, and their eyes showed an extremely shocked look. In particular, Jiu Li and Moji were shocked by Xiaoyang's huge inside information. It was not until a long time later that Jiu Li finally regained his consciousness. The muscles in the corners of his eyes twitched slightly. He did not expect that not only Luo Tianding, who ranked second in the Tianding list, was in Xiaoyang's hands, but also the terrorist existence, which was the 6th in the Tianding list, would appear in Xiaoyang's hands. This. Rock Owl, you have surprised us too much. Beast tripod. Haha, combined with different fire and Moji, how many points can you win? Moji looked at the red medicine tripod in front of Xiaoyang from a distance. His heart was filled with anger. Coupled with Xiaoyang's words just now, his palm hidden under his sleeve robe was shaking. At this moment, he really wanted to rush over and tear Xiaoyang to pieces. Everything in front of him made him feel that the world was too unfair. Why, when Xiaoyang had everything, he had to bow down and beg? Why did he have to be suppressed by this smelly boy from nowhere? His heart was burning with anger. When Moji looked at the medicine tripod in front of him, it was like seeing a pile of garbage. Indeed, compared with the beast tripod in front of Xiaoyang, the bloodbat tripod in front of Moji was really like a pile of scrap iron. Hum. With a cold hum, Moji tried to calm himself down. Then he closed his eyes slightly and sat down slowly. After all, the refining of pills requires a long time of refining and integration. In this process, no disturbance is allowed. Otherwise, once the mood is unstable, the negligence of controlling a detail in the process is likely to cause the failure of pills. And now the imperial pill that Xiaoyang and Moji want to refine is even more so. Although Moji had already entered the realm of a second-class medicine refiner, and his soul power had been in the realm of the emperor for many years, Rao was so. With his current ability, his grasp of the success of the refining of imperial pill was still no more than 50%. Therefore, We can imagine how difficult it is to refine the imperial pill. Compared with Jopine pill, Emperor pill has a more terrible demand for the energy of heaven and earth. At the same time, it is also an extremely terrible load for the people who refine pills. When refining imperial elixir, the first thing a herbalist must face is the medicinal materials when refining elixir. Compared with ordinary herbs, it is hard to imagine the consumption of refiners in the process of refining herbs. This process is not only a test of the soul power of the herbalist, but also a test of the cultivation strength of the herbalist himself. After all, the medicinal materials used to refine the imperial elixir are not ordinary things. Naturally, the refining process is much longer. Without a certain foundation of cultivation, even if the soul power can keep up, it is also impossible to refine the imperial elixir. For high-level herbalists, refining pills requires not only the terrible soul power of ordinary people, but also the requirements for strength. After a long time, Moji slowly opened his eyes again. The light in a pair of cloudy eyes was shining, and the fighting spirit of the riots in his body was pressed down again. His eyes brushed indifferently over Xiaoyang, who was also sitting on the opposite stone platform. Moji's eyes narrowed slowly into a thin line, and then his big sleeve waved. The ink flame like black fog surged out and turned into a large black fog, lingering around Moji's body. Black Ting snake fire, as its name suggests, is a flame produced in the body of an adult black Ting snake. This flame has little lethality, but it is unusually thick. After it is released, it will cover people's sight like a black fog and block exploration. Once shrouded in it, it will release a terrible high temperature under the control of the black Ting snake. With the concealment of the black Ting snake itself, many people have suffered a lot of losses. At the moment, with the appearance of the black snake fire, the field was immediately shrouded in a thick black fog, in which Moji's figure was hidden and difficult to explore. Xiaoyang also frowned slightly when he saw this scene. The flame didn't matter, but it made Xiaoyang feel like he did it intentionally. However, after a few breaths, the thick black fog converged rapidly, condensed rapidly in the void, turned into a dark Ting snake, and then entered the medicine tripod from the fire vent above the bloodbat tripod under the control of Moji. Xiaoyang frowned slightly and glanced at Moji, but he saw that at the moment, Moji's mouth was wearing an evil smile. In a pair of cloudy old eyes, it was all cruel. Seeing this, Xiaoyang could not help but pile up his wrinkled eyebrows. He was also very strange in his heart, but he still couldn't think of a reason, so he had to shake his head. Then he raised his eyes and looked at Jiyu Li, who had been waiting quietly on the referee's bench, and looked at each other. Xiaoyang slowly raised his arm and pointed his palm at the void above his head. A flash of fire in his eyes rushed up in an instant, and suddenly gave a fierce drink in his mouth, saying, "Fire." A fierce drink, like thunder, made a brief silence on the noisy void. When people looked up in public, they saw that Xiaoyang pointed in the right direction in the palm of his hand. In the void, there was a roar and burst out a gorgeous fire all over the sky. The terrible high temperature made countless people's cheeks turn red at this moment. When the strange fire appeared, Xiaoyang waved his hand, and the strange fire all over the sky twisted up with the time. Several changes condensed into a gorgeous Lingtian fire dragon, which attracted countless people in the scene to make startling echoes at this moment. The fire dragon condenses and looks at the Teng snake that is constantly turning in the opposite Moji medicine tripod. The two fires are opposite, and the different fire is the divine fire of heaven and earth. How can such flames be allowed to continue to rise in front of it? Immediately, the fire dragon sent out a thunderous roar from his mouth, and then he was shocked. A terrible smell of different fire swept away in an instant, making many people's faces change in an instant. Different fire is different fire. Although Xiaoyang has accepted it, it still has its hegemony. Different fire comes out and 10,000 fire kill. Although it doesn't need to die, it can't tolerate the miscellaneous flame in front of it to continue to burn and rise. Sure enough, at the moment of the release of this breath, the black snake fire in the Moji medicine tripod shook violently and uncontrollably, and the originally burning fire also went out quickly. Seeing this, Moji's face suddenly became ugly. He was angry again, and his fighting spirit burst out. He insisted with all his strength to make the flame in the tripod rise again. But how can the strange fire be happy to see this? When the huge dragon body is turned around, the strong dragon tail swings hard on the void. It directly uses the unique skill of the dragon family in the void. The divine dragon swings its tail. A tail was thrown out, and the strong dragon tail did not blow on the medicine tripod. Instead, it was like a farting fan, which pressed a more domineering smell of different fire directly towards the flame. Sure enough, under the magic skill of the strange fire dragon, let Moji be angry in his heart and how his internal fighting spirit is output crazily. After all, the black flying snake fire in the tripod in front of him suddenly turns off when the terrible smell of strange fire is coming. At the moment, Moji only stared at Xiaoyang with anger, but there was no other way. Until after finishing these, the strange fire dragon quickly reduced his body like a good child who had finished the task, twisted his body and flew to Xiaoyang, turning and dancing happily in the palm of his hand. Xiaoyang also smiled gently at the lovely little guy in his palm, and then he didn't hesitate. When he threw his palm at will, he threw it into the monster tripod in front of him, making warm-up preparations before refining pills. On the void square with turbulent heads, the noisy atmosphere of the previous moment became silent again, and Jiyu Li's body stood on the void again. With a smile, he slowly swept his eyes across the audience, and then in the expectant eyes of all the audience, the palm under Jiyu Li's sleeve robe slowly poked out, the light in the palm flickered, and a scroll appeared. When they saw the scene in front of them, they frowned slightly, while Jiyu Li smiled faintly, stretched out his hand, raised the scroll in his hand, and slowly opened his mouth and said with a smile, "This scroll is a volume of Imperial Pill, because the contestants have been reduced from 3 to 2. Therefore, I decided to take the pill and the pill refined by the herbalist as the reward for the champion of this herbalist congress." When the words came out, everyone in the field became noisy. Although they were not medicine refiners, they also knew the value of Emperor Pindan prescription. The attraction brought by a volume of Imperial Pill is enough to move a second-class herbalist, which is equivalent to some chips that Jiyu Li put down in order to make Xiaoyang go all out. Obviously, Xiaoyang really likes Jiyu Li's chip, Emperor Pindan Fang. Up to now, what he really touches is the Dan Fang of Emperor Robbery Dan in the ring. As for the others, although there are 2 volumes, they have not been used. Now Jiyu Li takes this to attract him. How can he not be moved? Xiaoyang looked at Jiyu Li with a smile at the corner of his mouth and found that the latter was also looking at him. His eyes touched each other, but he looked at each other and smiled without saying anything more. Xiaoyang couldn't help scolding the old fox at the bottom of his heart. Jiyu Li really worked hard for his herbalist guild. Jiyu Li smiled, and there was a flash of light at the bottom of his eyes. He also smiled at the bottom of his heart. Then he glanced across the audience again and slowly opened his mouth and said with a smile, "Then, next, I'll announce that the current Herbalist University meeting, the finals, will start now." As soon as Jiyu Li's voice fell, no accident, he brought a fierce crazy cheering in the scene. Everyone's eyes suddenly shifted at this moment and fell on the real protagonists in the scene, Xiaoyang and Moji. Next, it's time for them to show their skills. Xiaoyang raised his eyebrows and slowly swept his eyes through the crowd. The smile at the corners of his mouth gradually turned into a sense of confidence, rising quietly from the bottom of his heart. Although this is Xiaoyang's first time to refine Imperial Elixir, Xiaoyang understands that if he wants to successfully refine Imperial Elixir, he must not be anxious. He must ensure that his state of mind is stable enough. Moreover, he must keep himself at his best in all aspects. Only in this way can he increase his success rate in refining Imperial Pill. With this in mind, Xiaoyang, who is under the attention of the public at the moment, not only did not start all kinds of preparations before refining pills, but sat on the ground. Jiyu Jing's dark eyes closed slowly, his hands put out the cultivation seal knot, and the internal burning formula skill began to move with Xiaoyang's mind. After only a few breaths, Xiaoyang had completely entered the state of cultivation. He was stunned by the people watching outside. At present, the medicine refining masters meeting has officially started. The rock owl not only doesn't start alchemy, but sits on the ground and begins to cultivate qi. Is it because he doesn't have much confidence in himself, so do you intend to pass the time? Of course, the people present are not fools. Many people know that Xiaoyang is just a second-class herbalist who entered the last January. At the moment, he just wants to be in his best state. When Moji saw this, his mouth showed a sneer of disdain. Compared with Xiaoyang, he had already refined Imperial Elixir. In his opinion, those practices are basically superfluous. At that time, if you don't have enough ability, no matter how high your cultivation and fighting spirit are, they will be useless. Seeing that Xiaoyang was still concentrating on cultivation, Moji would not give up this opportunity. His mind moved, and his soul power spread rapidly. At the same time, his dry palm slapped on the medicine tripod in front of him. Then, the cover of the medicine tripod was opened, and then all the brightly colored medicinal materials were put into the medicine tripod in front of him. The pill that Moji wanted to refine was called Sumitan. It was used to greatly enhance the strength of a semi-emperor strong man within a period of time. Among the imperial pills, it could also be regarded as the kind with great difficulty, but it was slightly inferior to Xiaoyang's imperial robbery pill, which made Moji feel lucky for it. Even if he doesn't have the same details as Xiaoyang, different fire and beast tripod, he has at least refined imperial pill and knows the difficulty of refining imperial pill. Anyway, he is more confident of refining success than Xiaoyang. This is his only advantage over Xiaoyang now. When the medicinal materials entered the tripod, Moji immediately showed an arrogant smile at the corners of his mouth, and his heart moved. The flame in the tripod rushed up in an instant. He divided the medicinal materials into a group and began to refine them together. When the Moji here was trying to refine the herbs in the medicine tripod, the people looked at Xiaoyang again, but it was still like that. Sitting cross-legged on the stone platform, his eyes were slightly closed and his face was expressionless. Strands of heaven and earth energy gradually poured into Xiaoyang's body along his breath between his nose. After some refining, they merged into the cyclone. At this time, even Jiu Li and Red Phosphorus on the referee's bench can't see it anymore. Is it difficult? Does Rock Owl really continue like this? Moji has begun to refine medicinal materials. Compared with the look on their faces, somewhere in the scene, Xian Lao and a young man with a jade fan in his hand seemed particularly calm. Although Luo Laro was also worried, he put down his heart after seeing the smile on the corner of the young man's mouth. Compared with his understanding of Xiaoyang, the young man beside him knows more. The rock owl in front of him will never give up easily. Hihi, wait and see. When he recovers his whole body to the peak, it's time for him to start alchemy. The man's voice just fell. Xiaoyang, who was practicing, suddenly opened his eyes and looked at the medicine tripod in front of him without any emotion. Waving both palms together, the fighting spirit soared, and the soul power swept like a tsunami. A more violent bone spirit cold fire also spread rapidly at this moment. Suddenly, Xiaoyang's right palm suddenly retracted, and then he slapped it on the fire vent of the beast tripod in front of him. His mind moved. The different fires were gathered together at a high speed, and the breath was more and more violent. Burst. With a low drink, the different fire in the tripod exploded, and a terrible different fire high temperature suddenly swept through the medicine tripod in front of Xiaoyang, which shocked the whole medicine tripod. Right now. Xiaoyang saw the opportunity and waved his big sleeve. All the herbs around him that had been frozen by the bone spirit cold fire were thrown into the medicine tripod in front of him. On the referee's bench, Jiu Li and the judges were surprised by Xiaoyang's method, but at the same time, they also prayed that they could see a real battle between dragons and tiger. On the referee's bench, Jiu Li watched Xiaoyang freeze all the herbs in one hand, but detonate the strange fire in the tripod in the other hand. His eyebrows were wrinkled, but he didn't wait for him to think more. At the next moment, Xiaoyang threw all the herbs into the tripod. Until this time, Jiu Li reacted quickly. No wonder Xiaoyang would use such a wonderful move. I see. At the moment, Xiaoyang has completely recovered his peak state, while Moji opposite has started the first round of refining of medicinal materials. At this time, Xiaoyang's refining speed has been much slower than it. In order to catch up with the speed of Moji, Xiaoyang first frozen the medicinal materials with the characteristics of bone spirit cold fire, and then detonated the different fire in the medicine tripod, resulting in a more terrible high temperature. Using the extreme temperature difference during this period, Xiaoyang can weaken the attributes of those medicinal materials in the shortest time, making it easier to refine them. Although this method seems simple, it needs the strong cooperation between the two. The extremely hot and cold temperatures only exist in a short moment. If you can't grasp that time, I'm afraid these medicinal materials will be completely broken. To do this, we not only need super soul power and controllability, but also need enough courage. After all, there are only 3 medicinal materials in Xiaoyang's hand. The most important thing is that he has never refined imperial pill. This kind of experimental bold behavior is unbearable for ordinary people. Moreover, like this method, among all the herbalists, I'm afraid Xiaoyang is the only one who can do it. Bone spirit cold fire is not something that all herbalists have. As for ice attribute, there has never been such a special case among herbalists. As for the kind of foreign aid, it does not exist. The coordination of the two temperatures must be such that the results can be completely offset. Otherwise, once there is a deviation, the medicinal materials will be broken to pieces. Therefore, this means can only be used by one person, and the combination of the two is afraid that Xiaoyang is the only one on the whole continent. Seeing the rapidly refining medicinal materials in the tripod in front of Xiaoyang, Jiyu Li and others were surprised by Xiaoyang's means. The young man in front of him always seems to break the routine they know. In their opinion, all impossible things seem to have a little room for turning around. For Xiaoyang, it seems that nothing is absolutely impossible. When Moji saw Xiaoyang's means, his heart was shocked. Xiaoyang's ability was really terrible. If he couldn't suppress him quickly, he was afraid that Xiaoyang would catch up with him. But even in this situation, Moji also knows that he must not be anxious at the moment. After all, refining medicinal materials is only the first step in alchemy. Whether they can be integrated into pills is the real key. Time passed bit by bit. In the two people's still slow refining, the time has passed a day, but RAO is so. The medicinal materials in the two people's tripod are still only skin open, not meat crack. In this regard, Moji was quite confident. He slowly refined the medicinal materials in the medicine tripod with a relaxed and comfortable face, and there was no worry on his face. Xiaoyang on the other side, too, put on an indifferent posture. He still gazed at the medicinal materials in the tripod, slowly waiting for the moment when they gave up their persistence. 1 day, 2 days. Time gradually passed, until a certain moment, in Xiaoyang's medicine tripod, a yellowing old rattan branch, under the refining of different fire, has been like a hard skin like a hard stone for a long time, and finally gradually cracked a small crack. Although this change was slightly undetectable, under Xiaoyang's close observation, Xiaoyang still saw it in his eyes. Suddenly, Xiaoyang knew that the critical moment of refining medicinal materials was coming. Looking at Moji, although he is still indifferent at the moment, we can see from the slightly wrinkled eyebrows that his heart is not as calm as the surface and can't afford waves. Xiaoyang smiled and didn't pay too much attention. His mind controlled the different fire in the tripod and carefully carried out the next refining. Under the burning of different fire, the small cracks of the dragon-like rattan branches gradually expand without being observed by the naked eye. It can be vaguely seen that there are cyan droplets flowing continuously. Those are the ultimate goal of Xiaoyang's refining this vine branch. All the medicine of this vine branch is also in those green droplets. The gradually yellowing rattan branches seemed to live under the fire of different fire, slowly twisted their body, and the withered and yellow skin gradually turned into a little powder under the fire, and then scattered in the tripod. As for the green droplets in the rattan branches, they also flow slowly. They seem to want to drip, but they are always attached to the surface of the rattan branches, waiting for the further refining of different fire. Xiaoyang saw this, but his heart was extremely calm and natural. He knew that the more he reached this moment, the more he could not be anxious and work slowly. This sentence is most appropriate at this time. While refining the rattan branch here, some other medicinal materials in the tripod were finally defeated at this moment. The original green and new medicinal materials gradually became yellow under the different fire refining and refining. Then, the essence of all kinds of medicinal herbs was gradually revealed. At this time, Moji also noticed the changes in Xiaoyang's medicine tripod. Immediately, his face did not change slightly. Under the current situation, any speed of the rhythm in the process of refining medicine will affect the deflection of the pointer when winning the final victory. If you are not careful, you will miss the good opportunity. But seeing that Xiaoyang has begun to refine medicinal materials, but he is still waiting here. While he is anxious, Moji can't help admiring Xiaoyang's benefits of different fire. The terror of different fire makes Xiaoyang more quickly when refining such high-grade medicinal materials. Different fire is really an enviable thing. On the referee's bench at the moment, Jiyu Li looked at the situation in the field and couldn't help smiling. This competition between high-level pharmacists, no matter what is superior, will change the final outcome. This situation at the moment is naturally the outcome Jiyu Li wants to see most. But at this time, Xiaoyang was slowly refining, but the situation suddenly changed in the medicine tripod here, which made the whole audience look at it. Moji, who was refining medicinal materials, stood up directly and hit the bottom of the medicine tripod in front of him with one palm. Then he made a fierce effort to lift the medicine tripod. This also attracted the attention of everyone in the audience. Rock Owl, you have your Zhongliangji and I have my wall ladder. Your strange fire old man doesn't have it, but I don't know if you can do it. With a sharp drink, Moji suddenly shook his palm holding the medicine tripod, which made the medicine tripod pause in the air. Then, at the moment when the medicine tripod was about to fall, Mizuri Zhai suddenly circled in place, and then kicked heavily at the bottom of the medicine tripod. Bang! Only a dull bang was heard. The medicine tripod in front of Moji suddenly flew into the void. Then he threw his big hand hard, and a flame whip formed in an instant and blasted towards the medicine tripod. On the void square, under the attention of the public, Moji waved his big hand, and a dark flame whip suddenly formed. When his mind moved, he blasted the medicine tripod on the void. But at the next moment, the imaginary roar did not come. The dark flame completely covered the medicine tripod at the moment when it met the medicine tripod. The inner and outer layers were refined together. On the stone platform, Xiaoyang looked at Moji's hand and frowned slightly. From the moment when Moji shot just now, he clearly realized that Moji's soul power suddenly improved a lot at that moment, and because of this, Moji had the courage to make such a bold move. Although those forces are also disappearing with Moji's wanton exertion, Xiaoyang feels more and more wrong. Is it difficult that this guy hides his strength? But judging from his rapidly passing soul power, it should not be like hiding strength, but like some temporary strength. With this in mind, Xiaoyang could not help but frown deeper. Is there any secret method that can improve the soul power in a short time? However, compared with Xiaoyang's doubts, Jiu Li and Red Phosphorus are staring at Moji in the field below with a gloomy face on the referee's bench at the moment. They really want to kill him immediately. Blood soul pill. This beast. At this moment, even the mysterious old man hiding in the crowd couldn't help scolding himself. Obviously, he hated Moji's behavior. The young man on one side sneered and pressed down with the jade fan in his hand. He wanted to get up and start at once. A faint voice came out again. Don't be anxious. When you see this means, there should be someone more anxious than us. This stupid old man, naturally someone will deal with it. Hearing this, Xian Laro snorted angrily and sat down again. Sen Lung's eyes were too lazy to see the Moji again, but turned to Xiaoyang. At the moment, Jiu Li and Li are just like what young men say. Xian Laro is anxious, and their hearts are filled with anger. At the moment, such means used by Moji are strictly prohibited by Dantar. With the help of the power of the pill, you can greatly enhance your soul power in a short time. Although this may be able to turn the tide at the critical moment of refining the pill, the refining method of the pill is abandoned by all pharmacists. That is, to animate Dan. To say that refining people's soul like Xiaoyang can be regarded as a direct erasure. This method is barely acceptable, but if it is like Moji, it is a more cruel means. To transform the elixir of life, we need to take the complete human flesh and blood as the young elixir, take the human soul as the medicine guide, refine the body, condense the body into elixir, and then seal the soul into it. This method will make its soul gradually die in an extremely slow process, and the pain is even more unimaginable. This pill, some of which may not be swallowed until the soul is tempered to dissipate completely. Therefore, its cruelty is simply heinous. Moreover, this pill is not only cruel in refining, but it will not be good for people after swallowing it. On the contrary, it will plant a trace of resentment of those who have been swallowed in the depths of people's soul. There are many people on the mainland who are crazy because of swallowing too many pills. Generally, the end of such people will not be good. It is for this reason that this pill for refining living creatures is strictly prohibited by the Dantar. Once someone is found refining, he will immediately send a Dantar strong person to forcibly erase it. The blood soul pill is a name for this elixir, which means that this pill is designed to enhance the power of the soul. Another name is called blood elixir, which is specially used to improve fighting chi or source chi. Although there are different names, the means are equally cruel. At this moment, the strong breath on Moji also dissipated rapidly, while Jiu Li and Li watched Moji swallow the pill, but there was nothing in their hearts. After all the breath on Moji has dissipated. At the moment, even if they do it, it is impossible to win Moji. In this scene, few people recognize the cruel thing of blood soul pill. If they do it, they will inevitably be beaten by the other party. Therefore, Jiu Li and Li had to watch Moji go on like this. In the field, Moji saw Jiu Li's gloomy but helpless look. The corners of his mouth also aroused a sneer. With a wave of his big hand, the turbulent black flame quickly dispersed. The medicinal materials in the tripod were the same as those in Xiaoyang Ding. At the last time, it was time to refine. Xiaoyang ignored this. He didn't know what happened to Moji, but he knew that it was time to refine the traditional Chinese medicine in his tripod. With Moji returning the medicine tripod to the original position again, the atmosphere that had just become lively in the field also returned to calm again, but there was another scene in the two people's medicine tripod. All kinds of medicinal materials are gradually refined under the fire. The useless parts have faded from the outermost layer one by one, turned into numerous powders and scattered on the bottom of the medicine tripod. As these medicinal materials are slowly refined, some shapes or powders, or droplets, or sticky substances are extracted from these medicinal materials one by one. The medicinal material with the size of palm or the thickness of the arm is the essence that remains after being refined and refined, but not even the original 1/10. This also reflects the preciousness of these medicinal materials. Invisible, another day. Although the most difficult period of refining has passed, but in order to extract the essence of enough pure herbs, those that have been refined out still need to undergo the refining of the flame. This process is like a sieve, constantly filtering the impurities of medicinal materials. Only in this way can the herbalist ensure that the quality of the final refined pill is good enough, which is a confirmation of the herbalist's ability. Although refining for several consecutive days seems extremely boring and impressive, not all of them go away, but more of them stay to observe. Although these audiences are not all medicine refiners, even so, they can also learn something from it. After all, whether Xiaoyang and Moji can understand their alchemy or not, they are all genuine semi-imperial strongmen. Even their small means are unimaginable in the eyes of these masters and saints. In the twinkling of an eye, it has been a week since Xiaoyang and the other two began to refine pills. During these times, Xiaoyang and the opposite Moji paid full attention to the changes in the tripod until these herbs were refined enough. A week later, hundreds of medicinal materials in Xiaoyangding have long disappeared. At the moment, all you can see is some liquids or powders with different colors. Seeing that the last drop of saliva in the tripod was refined, Xiaoyang's tight heart was relaxed at the moment. Without too much hesitation, at the moment when a drop of saliva was completely refined, Xiaoyang waved his big hand, the lid of the beast tripod opened with a bang, and streamers wrapped by different fire immediately flew out of it. Under the control of Xiaoyang's mind, they were placed in jade bottles. Who? With a light breath, Xiaoyang glanced at Moji, who was also preparing to release the medicinal materials, smiled at the corners of his mouth, and his eyes fell on the medicine tripod in front of him again. Next, it's time to melt pills and refine medicine. With a whisper in his heart, Xiaoyang no longer hesitated. With a big mouth, a large group of strange fire suddenly gushed out and rushed into the beast tripod in front of him. The raging strange fire burned again. This video will end here.